Another Jasper company is expanding its operations locally. We have the details, plus the city of Huntingburg is set to do some work on its water tower, what residents will need to know, and Mike Braun and Jason Terwisky are tonight's guests for a Meet the Candidates edition of Inform. All of that and much more is up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. Jasper Engines and Transmissions has announced its plans to expand locally. During a press conference earlier today at the company's facility on Warnsing Road, Chairman and CEO Doug Bobble announced plans to invest $6.9 million towards buying the former Kimball properties located along Power Drive, half a mile southwest of the current facility. The 220,000 square foot facility will be renovated and equipped to house the transmissions division of Jasper Engines. The expansion could create up to 235 new jobs by the end of 2017. Bobble says keeping the company in Jasper and the state turned out to be the best plan.
We were needing to expand. We were either going to have to add on to our existing facility or we were going to have to relocate in another state. We had some very competitive programs from a few other states, but we love Indiana.
Jasper Mayor Terry Seitz and Indiana Lieutenant Governor Sue Ellspermann also spoke during today's press conference. Seitz says getting another local company to expand in Jasper is a big victory.
These decisions, especially this one today, it mirrors the one that Stan's made recently, where we have a local company started here in Jasper, adding jobs and also building out an existing empty space of a structure here in Jasper, and we competed with other cities of this company, which is national in operation and scope. That being the case, we basically have a win-win-win for the city of Jasper today.
Meanwhile, Ellspermann says the expansion and new jobs will also have a huge impact regionally.
These jobs will really provide employment for all the surrounding counties, all of Southwest Indiana, and as this area has already led by the lowest or second lowest unemployment in the state, we see it continuing to lead by being on the front end of bringing new jobs and growth to the region.
Today's announcement marks the company's third expansion in the last few years. They invested more than $270,000 to move two of its out-of-state operations to Crawford and DuBois counties back in 2010. That investment created 65 new jobs. Also back in 2012, the company added 40 new jobs and invested $550,000 towards expanding its current headquarters. Now, the Indiana Economic Development Corporation has offered up to $1,150,000 in conditional tax credits and up to $200,000 in training grants for this expansion. The tax credits are performance-based, meaning that the company can't claim incentives until Hoosier workers are hired. The city of Jasper will also be considering a tax abatement. That will be discussed during a special meeting of the council to be held Friday morning beginning at 8 a.m. at Jasper City Hall. In other news this evening, local authorities were kept busy over the last 24 hours with various arrests. We begin with a Jasper man being taken into custody after he was found to be selling synthetic marijuana in his home. DuBois County Sheriff's deputies went to the home of 19-year-old Austin Elliott in the 200 block of 12th Avenue after receiving an anonymous tip. Elliott was found on the front porch, and deputies found 11 plastic bags with synthetic marijuana in them. They also found 2 glass smoking pipes, a digital scale, and a grinder. Elliott admitted to authorities that he had the items and was selling synthetic marijuana. He then agreed to a search of his home. That search found 2 more smoking pipes, a glass water bong, and a Schedule II controlled substance that Elliott did not have a prescription for. Elliott was lodged in the DuBois County Security Center. He is facing Class D felonies for maintaining a common nuisance and possession of a Schedule II controlled substance. He is also facing charges for illegal possession of a controlled substance and possession of paraphernalia. Then a Jasper man and his wife were both arrested following a traffic stop on the city's south side. At 2:10 this morning, a Jasper police officer on patrol at US 231 and Division Road noticed that 41-year-old Corey Peters was not wearing a seatbelt. After stopping Peters at 10th and Newton Streets, the officer found that Peters was classified as a habitual traffic offender for life. Peters was arrested and booked into the DuBois County Security Center on a Class C felony for driving as a habitual traffic offender for life. Meanwhile, Peters' wife, 37-year-old Samantha Peters, was a passenger in the vehicle. Officers found out that she was wanted on 3 outstanding warrants in Orange County for failing to appear in court for small claims cases. Those cases resulted in contempt of court charges. Peters was also arrested and lodged in the Du Bois County Security Center on the outstanding warrants. Finally, a domestic battery and subsequent attempts to keep the crime from being reported landed a Jasper man behind bars. At 6 o'clock last night, Jasper police were notified of a domestic battery that had taken place at about 3:30 in the afternoon. Further investigation found that 21-year-old Dallas Bettel had battered his girlfriend. He then broke the phone to keep her from calling 911 to report the crime. Police say a child was present during the incident, thus increasing the severity of this case. Bettel was lodged in the Du Bois County Security Center on a Class D felony for domestic battery. He is also facing charges for criminal mischief and interfering with the reporting of a crime. Officials with the City of Huntingburg's Water Department say beginning this Friday they will be performing maintenance work and renovating the city's south water tank, which is near Southridge High School. They say the inside and outside of the tank is set to be inspected, cleaned, and painted. A new water freshening mixing system will also be installed to better maintain chlorine strength, prevent ice formation, and to increase overall water freshness. Officials say in order to perform the maintenance work, the tower will be drained, which will cause a decrease in water pressure to some customers, especially those on the south side of Huntingburg. Water customers can expect pressure to decrease late Friday evening through next Monday, May 5th. They say water pressure will continue to be lower than normal through Sunday, June 15th. The entire restoration process is being overseen on the city's behalf by both a professional engineer and an independent water tank inspection service. City officials ask that those affected understand that this process is being completed in order to maintain and further increase water quality within the City of Huntingburg's public water system. For more information, you can contact Huntingburg Water Department Superintendent Todd Williams at 683-4280. The murder trial for a man who shot and killed a Winslow woman last fall is now being moved. 33-year-old Christopher Morton's trial is moving to Warwick Superior Court, according to Pike County Prosecutor Darren McDonald. McDonald says the move was necessary due to Pike Circuit Court Judge Jeff Biesterfeld having prosecuted one of the cases that McDonald is using as evidence in Morton's trial. Now, Morton's attorneys originally requested the move due to their concerns about the ability to find an impartial jury. Warwick Superior Court Judge Keith Meyer will preside over the case, and the jury is going to be made up of Warwick County residents. The trial will start on August 4th, with jury selection beginning on July 29th. Morton stands accused of killing his ex-girlfriend, 24-year-old Kelsey McDonald, at a home in Winslow during the overnight hours of October 29th. McDonald was found unconscious by Indiana State Police who responded to the scene. She was later pronounced dead at Memorial Hospital in Jasper. Morton and McDonald's 3-year-old daughter was at the residence at the time of the shooting, but she was not hurt and was taken by police to be cared for by other family members. Morton was later taken into custody on a Class A felony for murder. He is also charged with battery in front of a minor and a Class D felony for neglect of a dependent. Jasper-based German-American Bancorp has announced an increase in first quarter earnings. The company says earnings in this year's first quarter are up 9% from last year. This year, the company's net income in the quarter was $6.3 million, or 48 cents per share, which is up from $5.8 million, or 46 cents per share last year at this time. Company officials say the first quarter earnings received a boost in the form of a $2 million increase in their net interest income, and that improvement was primarily due to growth within the company's loan portfolio. The company also reported that total non-interest expenses were up by about $1.6 million over last year's first quarter. Company officials attribute that increase to including the United Commerce Bancorp operation, among other factors. German American completed their merger with United Commerce on October 1st of last year. Additionally, the company announced its quarterly cash dividend. That's been declared at 16 cents per share and will be payable May 20th to shareholders of record as of May 10th. Finally this evening, a production at a Spencer County theater has caught the attention of the Indiana Bicentennial Commission. A Lincoln, A Pioneer Tale, which is the signature production at Lincoln Amphitheater, has been announced as one of the legacy projects in the latest round of such projects by the Commission. The production depicts the history surrounding Abraham Lincoln's time as a boy in Indiana. Lincoln and his family moved to the state when he was 7 and stayed in Spencer County until Abraham turned 21. The family then moved to Illinois. Now, to be named as a legacy project, there are several criteria that have to be met, and these include being culturally inclusive, future legacy, and celebrating, engaging, or inspiring youth and young adults. Projects are endorsed by the Indiana Bicentennial Commission on a quarterly basis, and the projects strive to leave a lasting legacy in honor of Indiana's 2016 bicentennial. 2016 also marks the 200th anniversary of the Lincoln family's arrival in Indiana. All right, coming up after the break, your local forecast, sports with Kurt Guxell, and meet the candidates on Inform. That's all up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Local people watching local people.